Hey all, I decided to do a video on Aja by Steely Dan, and not the whole thing. It's a pretty lengthy piece with many different sections, and I may do the different sections later on. But it's a beautiful piece of music, probably not intended for solo guitar necessarily. Um, but we'll walk through what we can here. Starts out just on C major, just first C chord you probably ever learned, and I'm going to play it as a C major 7 for a second, leave the open B string, and then hammer on the C and then let it go. So, and by the way, I'm just kind of arpeggiating quickly the A, D, G, and B strings, the 4 inner strings. And then I'm going to play an A note on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. So, sorry. The up on a hill part. C major 7 again. C note by itself. D on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. And I just played the open E. So. Then I'm going to play, this is really like a B with C in the bass. So let's do that again. So it's. I'm going to play the F on top by itself, back to C chord. And what I did there was I kind of played the upper 3 strings, and then the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string by themselves. Next chord that comes in is, we could look at as a C minor 11. Nice kind of key change there. And I'll call that one out. X3, X3, 4, 1. So we'll play it up to that point. Then we're going to play a D flat major 7, X4, 3, 1, 1, and I'm not playing the high E string. So let me play it up to that point. So this chord I'm playing here is X, X, 1, and then open G string, 2, 1. So X, X, 1, open, 2, 1. Let's play it up to that point. So. So what I have there is an F7, and I played, just you notice for a moment, the open E string. And this is an F dominant chord, just standard voicing, but I have G on top, so it's really like an F9 chord. So let's play the song up to that point again. So. Going on there was just G, F, E flat, D, and then back up. Just to get the melody, and that's all right under your fingers on the F7 chord. And you notice sometimes I'm kind of plucking the whole chord as I do it. Then we're going to play an A flat major 7. So this would be 4, X, 5, 5, 4, nothing on the high E string. You could look at this as a B flat 7 chord, it's just the flat 7th is in the bass, so it's 4, X, 3, 3, 3, nothing on the high E. Then I'm going to play like it's really just an A flat chord. So you have that nice little descending thing, there you go. I'll do that one more time slow. Let me play it up to that point again, so. So what they have here is a G7, the one you see in all the songbooks. Just looks like a G chord, except you have the F on top instead of a G on top. So they're going to jump from that to an E7, and the voicing I'm playing there is, again, probably the first E7 you ever learned, except for I put a D on top. Melody note is just E, F, E to an A7. And then we could play a little melody line in here too. So you can see what I did there, just A7, I added the suspended note in there, the D. And then I'm just letting the high E ring out as I pinch those 3 chords, or those 3 strings. And then it moves to a C minor. Same idea there. I'm pinching the high 3 strings and then moving down to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string. The melody notes are right in here. I'm just plucking the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings. And then this is kind of like a D flat major. But I have the sharp 4 on top. So I'll do that again. Kind of flattened out my pinky for a second there. I'll call this one out. I have my finger down here, but I'm not really caring about the G. So this is, we'll call it X, 4, 3, 5, 6. Oh, and I am also playing the 3rd fret 1st string. And this next sequence is actually a G flat major 7, or X, 9, 8, 7, 7. Nothing on the high E string. Next chord is really an F minor 7 with this voicing. So I have there 8, 6, 5, 4. Sorry, it's X, 8, 6, 5, 4, X. But you could get away with just playing these 3 notes here. Ends up being an A flat major at that point. So we could go. Then it goes to a D minor 7 flat 5. And that's X, 5, 6, 5, 6. And I'm doing this little hook thing to play the 4th fret on the 1st string. Or just the side of my fingers touching that. So I'll play those 3 chords. Then we go back to the D flat major 7 to a C9 chord. And that C9 on is X3, 2, 4, 3, X. So I'm going to play through. Sorry about that. So I'm not going to do that next section of the tune for this video, but that's a bit to work on, that portion of the song. It's a beautiful song. Of course, you know, hard to do it justice on a solo guitar, as there's so many elements to it, and you know, as Steely Dan, we're just, you know, took everything seriously and rehearsed things to death and layered things and had unique harmonies. And this song, I think, if I remember right, was really like 3 unfinished songs. I hope I'm getting that right, but I think I saw an interview where they said it was several song ideas, and they, you know, merged them together. I recommend some of the videos that are on YouTube where the guys are just discussing the musicians that recorded on these tunes, and just how they assembled the songs, and just little comments from the musicians are always fun. You know, how the bass player chose to play something, and the different solos. You know, they would let different musicians solo, and then decide at the end who had the best idea or take. And it's fascinating. And so I realize that's a short bit of the song. It's a lengthy piece, but it's a beautiful section of the song, and I hope that was enough of a tutorial on the chords there to get that part down. And then I'll take a look at putting together, maybe in 3 parts. I'll put the next section together and do a video on that. Anyway, have fun with that.